Let's see what happens with this, because there's a lot of dumb people out there, and a lot of and these people that are very dumb will do anything to get 5 minutes of fame.
A new trend on social media is raising serious concern among local police departments. It involves people shooting innocent bystanders with water pellets.
Please, don't pee your pants for TikTok.
Oh my god. I'll be honest with you. If this was done in places that's considered the projects or help, and what is it, in areas that people where stand your ground laws exist, and concealed carry also exists, coincided as well.
This is perhaps one of the dumbest challenges next to eating Tide Pods that I've ever witnessed.
TikTok is not reality to real life, but there's real consequences for some of those things that go on there.
TikTok created the internet's worst challenges, and as of right now, TikTok could potentially be banned. Today, we'll explore the dumbest TikTok.
How old is this? This was 3 months ago. Well, not exactly banned yet.
TikTok trends ever, starting with weird ones to straight up insane. So my goal this year is to give you guys.
Oh wait, it technically, I don't think TikTok was around yet. But is he gonna throw in the one? Is he gonna throw in the one that I had that the one dude flushed Orbeez down the toilet? That shit was funny, to be honest.
The amount of videos without sacrificing quality, and to do that we got to keep growing. So 75% of you guys aren't subscribed, and it would mean the world to me if you did, and I promise to do my very best. I'm VisualVenture and you are awesome. The pee in your pants challenge. People usually join TikTok trends to look cool, but the pee in your pants challenge was different because it was just embarrassing. It began in April 2020 when a guy
Okay, I'm just gonna say this, Rexy, don't judge me. Okay, that's a fetish. Okay, and if I jerk out to these fetishes, well, maybe not this in particular, but it had to do something with this right here. I have, and I'm just gonna tell you that this was done 100% aiming as a fetish. I know for some people they're like, oh, like shit, it's just a challenge. No, it's not only just a challenge. This was 100% a fetish, and honestly, I'm not that surprised that people didn't get what this really was. Water sports, yeah, oh yeah, water sports.
A guy named Liam Wire filmed himself peeing his pants. Then he posted the video online.
Pee your pants challenge.
Liam made the video as a joke. He just wanted to make fun of how ridiculous TikTok challenges had become. But people didn't get that joke. Instead, they thought he was trying to start a new trend. And just like that, the pee your pants challenge took off. TikTokers everywhere started filming themselves in front of mirrors, wetting themselves. Anyone watching the video could see the wet spot on their pants.
Pee your pants challenge.
TikTok eventually deleted Liam's video, but that didn't stop the challenge from spreading. This was during the lockdown when people were stuck at home and desperate.
Oh my god, I'll be honest with you, man. I never knew about this. I'll be honest, there's a lot of these challenges I'm definitely not gonna know because I'm not on TikTok. And I know my friends tell me like, oh my god, what is it? Make a TikTok and put your videos on it for exposure. I'm just like, it'll do a lot for sure for me, but things like this, I'm just like, no, I'm good, man. I'm good.
For entertainment. At its peak, the pee your pants.
And the thing about it, you know what's crazy too? I'm just gonna mention this one more time. I'm just gonna quickly mention this. There was a girl that had millions of followers. She did a meet and greet. Nobody showed up. You remember that shit? Just saying. I'm just saying, you know. Even though it may say that you got follows and things like that, if no one's interacting or anything like that, it doesn't mean dick.
Challenge hit over 4 million views on TikTok. But although it was getting a lot of attention, most people obviously found it disgusting.
Please, Don't pee your pants for TikTok. This is perhaps one of the dumbest challenges next to eating Tide Pods that I've ever witnessed.
But it wasn't just gross, there were real consequences for those who took part in the challenge. The biggest problem was that the internet never forgets. Anyone who did this challenge now has a video of them peeing their pants on the internet forever. And with many employers now checking social media before hiring, they could easily find those embarrassing videos. The challenge eventually faded, but it left an important lesson behind. Trends end, but embarrassment lasts forever. This next trend also seemed harmless, but it could easily send people to the emergency room.
Oh boy.
The raw dogging challenge. In 2023, Apple TV released a show called Hijack. It was an interesting.
Okay. Now, Rexy, I'm not exactly someone that's reaching that's gonna in my 30s. But I'm close to being there, all right? Okay. Raw dogging made a complete, if this raw dogging, it just meant that you essentially fuck someone without a condom. A phrase used for a very, very long time. And I remember hearing about this, and I'm like, guys, you guys couldn't have used a different phrase, a different word, but no, you use raw dogging.
Story, but no one expected it to spark one of TikTok's dumbest trends. In the Hijack show, the main character spends 7 hours on a plane without using any devices for entertainment to pass the time. He endured the long flight with 0 distractions. Somehow, this inspired TikTokers to do the same. By June 2024, people were posting videos of themselves raw dogging flights. This meant no scrolling on their phone, no music, no reading. They would just sit there for hours staring straight ahead. They called it the raw dogging challenge. At first, it seemed like an interesting endurance test. Some called it the ultimate dopamine detox to reset the brain. But as always, TikTok took it way too far. Participants added extra rules like no sleeping, no drinking water, and no snacking or eating. The more extreme it got,
yeah, no. No food, no water for 8 hours? Wait, did it include water? I think it, you know what? Let's say it did. That's insanity, man. No, you're asking way too much.
the more people
What's retarded about it? They're like detoxing. I'm like, brother, what do you think a book is for? Do you think a book gives you these high levels of like dopamine compared to a fucking a YouTube video does?
tried to outdo each other. Soon, raw dogging flights wasn't just a trend. It was a competition who could last the longest. Even celebrities, rappers, and athletes joined, posting their own entries. Before long, the challenge even had an unofficial scorecard. And since it turned into a contest, people started cheating. Some actually raw dogged flights while others just faked it. Like Nathan Daw, who posted a TikTok claiming he raw dogged a 9-hour flight. But there was one problem. The airline he flew didn't even have flights that long. Then there was comedian Danny Duncan. He said that he raw dogged an 18-hour flight, but his clip was obviously a joke. But not everyone picks up on these jokes, so these fake videos inspire more people to actually participate. And that's where the real problem started, because most TikTokers didn't understand that this challenge could actually be dangerous. Taking long flights without food or water increases the risk of dehydration. Planes already dry you out, and this only makes dehydration worse.
At sea level, the average humidity in the air is 40 to 50%, where in an aircraft it can be as low as 10%. If your body isn't used to that level of humidity, you can rapidly dehydrate.
But dehydration wasn't the only danger.
So not only are you dehydrating yourself by just sitting in the cabin, your blood is also losing a lot of oxygen by breathing in such thin air constantly.
Airplane air is way thinner than what we breathe on the ground. That's why people feel lightheaded or exhausted after a long flight. The lower oxygen levels make it harder for the body to function properly. But most TikTokers didn't understand the risks, so they kept going. Luckily, the media stepped in just in time.
I'll be honest with you. I never flew, so I didn't even know. I knew about like the recycled air sort of thing, but I never really thought that the air would be much more thinner in a flight. Very interesting though, very very interesting. But I never knew that. Okay.
Article read, idiots are doing this on planes and it's dangerous. They ripped the raw dogging challenge apart, listing all the ways it could go wrong. Other media personalities called the trend pointless.
Being a person, being present in
Hey,
this.
it's Matt Walsh. I won't lie. Matt Walsh could be that guy that would have like very good takes on certain things, and there'll be other shit where I'm like, bro, you're just looking like a fucking retard at this point. And I think one of the ones where it's like, I think he says something like video games are from the devil or something like that, and I'm like, all right, man, you know what? Hey, like here, take what is it? Take your psych pills and go into this padded room, all right?
Space you're physically occupying. Even that we now call a trend.
As news outlets criticized and pointed out the dangers, the challenge started losing momentum. And by the end of 2024, TikTokers abandoned the raw dogging challenge and moved on to the next viral trend.
All right.
We already know
what's
that
the next
TikTok
one?
is full of terrible health advice, but this next challenge might be the dumbest health trend ever. The beer tanning challenge.
The what?
The beer tanning trend probably started because of a shocking claim that spread on TikTok. In July 2023, a TikToker posted a video warning that using sunscreen was actually dangerous.
Sunscreen causes cancer more than 1,000 times regulation limits on benzene. All right. Are you gonna show me what research, the thesis on what is on this said claim, or are you just gonna be like, hey, do this, and then it'll just be that? Like, show me who was the research behind this.
They're literally rubbing cancer into our skins.
The District of New York follows a report by online pharmacy VisualVenture, which detected high levels of benzene in several brands and batches of sunscreen.
He explained that some sunscreens contain benzene,
Alright.
which is a chemical suspected of causing cancer. That was all people needed to hear. The video went viral, getting over 5 million views. Viewers were scared, but they were also confused. If sunscreen was dangerous, what were people supposed to use instead? TikTok had an answer. Beer. Barely a month after the sunscreen controversy blew up, a new TikTok trend started. It was called the beer tanning challenge. People would film themselves rubbing beer all over their skin, then lie out in the sun. The idea was that the hops in beer boosted melanin in the skin, speeding up the tanning process.
Oh boy, what's happening here? Yeah, this guy's pouring beer all over himself here. This is the latest trend on TikTok, beer tanning.
At first,
Okay. First of all, I'll be honest with you. You shouldn't even be tanning to begin with. Not exactly good for you, especially if you're someone with a lighter skin complexion. But hey, the funny thing is that they already know this, but they still do it anyway. And on top of that, Mike, wait, hold on. My guy, you're tanning with sunglasses on. You know what's gonna happen when you take those off after being outside for laying in the sun for hours? Moron, you're gonna have a very lightened lightened skin where it was being blocked by the sun, so it's gonna be very lightened. Really?
Here, this is the latest trend on TikTok, beer tanning.
At first, it sounded like a crazy theory, but soon people started posting before and after shots showing off their deep tans. Some even swore beer worked better after shots.
Okay, first of all, that person right there on the left was already getting dark, and the after is like, yeah. Here's the thing. That result, not exactly that fake, but on the one on the right, I say that's pretty. That's pretty realistic too for someone who is that dark. However, don't be surprised if that woman's legs starts peeling. Don't be surprised.
showing off their deep tans. Some even swore beer worked better than sunscreen. Within weeks, the beer tanning challenge became very popular. Videos with the hashtag #BeerTan skyrocketed to almost 300,000 views, and more people joined the challenge. But while TikTokers were celebrating their bronzed skin, one group was trying to shut down this challenge ASAP. Dermatologists hated the beer tanning challenge and called it downright dangerous. For starters, the science behind beer tanning was completely bogus.
Apparently, the hops in the beer stimulate the production of melatonin, which leads to a tan. But there's absolutely no evidence to support this.
Beer has 0 SPF, which means it doesn't protect the skin from sunburn like proper sunscreen does. Even with sunscreen, 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer. Swapping sunscreen for beer only increases that risk. As the media covered the dangers, the backlash grew. Eventually, TikTok stepped in. They banned the beer tanning challenge and started removing any videos promoting it. And since TikTok was suppressing the beer tanning challenge, it gradually disappeared. This next trend caused
Yeah, no shit. Like really?
nothing but pain and discomfort. But that's exactly what made people want to try it. No Poop July. The No Poop July challenge is as
Okay.
ridiculous as it sounds. The goal is simple: don't use the toilet for the entire month of July. Every year, hundreds of people join in, posting TikTok videos to show how long they can last. But before we find out if anyone actually pulled it off, there's a bigger question. How did such a ridiculous trend even start? In July 2020, a TikToker named OKCron posted a video looking extremely uncomfortable. The text on the screen read, "Day 1 of No Poop July." OKCron's face said it all. He was struggling to hold it in, but the caption made it even funnier. It said, "Can I make it till the end?" It was a bold question, and thousands wanted to
I think the people who could probably beat this challenge eat very minimal, and they have a very inactive intestines. Those are the ones that I could see that could actually complete this challenge. However, I would be very worried of, 1, how little they eat, and 2, how slow their intestines are. So yeah, so there's some upsides and some downsides too. But I'll be honest with you, if I told my dad, "Hey dad, do you want to participate in a challenge where you can't shit for an entire month?" Bro, this man poops out logs every day. He is a very he is a very active eater because of the intense manual labor that he does. So he eats a lot. And of course, when you eat a lot, well, you're definitely going to poop a lot. Ain't no way this man was going to be able to do that challenge. Okay? So I'm just saying, I'm the same way too. You know, I just eat a lot. Not a lot of manual labor. I just eat a lot. I got to shit every morning. Ain't no way I'm going to be able to do this challenge. I will literally feel the buildup on my ass if it's like past 1 o'clock. Oh yeah.
see if OKCron could actually last the whole month. His video received 84,000 likes, and the comments were full of people cheering him on. As the days passed, OKCron kept the suspense going with dramatic updates. Each new video showed him looking worse, sweat pouring down his face, pained facial expressions, and lots of squirming. The more uncomfortable he looked, the more excited viewers got. Viewers weren't sure if he was kidding or if he was really holding it in for a month, but it was entertaining regardless. Then, just as July was coming to an end, there was a twist.
You might know him as the kid who hasn't pooped for 26 days, but today we found proof that he lied to us.
Oh, bro, dude, that guy looks so young. I know exactly who that is, dude. He looks so young right there.
Why, bro? Did you fail? Be real. Yeah, obviously, like, I'd be in the hospital.
With a simple, funny video, OKCron admitted he failed the challenge. Up until this moment, No Poop July wasn't even a trend. It was just one guy doing something dumb for laughs. However, it got people wondering if it was possible to go an entire month without pooping. They were determined to find out. TikTok
and yet they can't just ask their local hospital, their local oncologist or whatever. No, so someone's gonna be like, no, I gotta experiment for myself. bro, there are doctors, there are doctor offices you could probably call, even though they'll probably be like, even though the doctor's office, they'd be like, what the fuck? Be like, what are you, hello? Are you, sir? Have you taken drugs? How much alcohol have you had today? They'll be asking you those questions. They'll be like, bro, this is a dumbass question. What?
Quickly dug up a real-life case that made the challenge seem possible. It was about a man who held it in for a very long time.
And while he was waiting behind bars, Lamar went on a poop strike. He simply...
Oh, I remember this guy, Husky Muscles. Is that what that is? Isn't this the same? Isn't this the guy that went to like, what is it? Isn't this this is the guy that went to like Asian brothels to get hand jobs? Yeah. And because of that, it destroyed his YouTube career. That was interesting.
simply refused to go to the bathroom altogether. He didn't go to the bathroom for literally 47 straight days.
Suddenly, No Poop July didn't seem like it was just a joke. So by July 2021, 1 year after the original challenge, it started trending again. This time, more TikTokers joined in, posting videos of themselves trying to hold it in. And some of them were taking the challenge seriously. Even
all right. First of all, that ginger guy, absolutely not. You know that dude be, what is it, be eating meat all the time and microwave burritos. Ain't no way that man's holding that shit in.
OK Kron came back for the 2021 challenge, posting daily updates just like before. Then in July 2022, No Poop July returned for the 3rd year in a row. That's when doctors realized this was becoming an annual event and they were horrified. Worried doctors begged people not to try the challenge.
This is not normal because if you're not having a bowel movement every day, it could lead to abdominal pain, gas, bloating, and other issues.
But instead of dying down, it exploded. The 2023 edition of No Poop July racked up 80 million views in just a few weeks.
Dude, it's July. You know what that means?
I don't know what that means.
Just look on TikTok. It's No Poop July.
Oh no!
The 2024 edition crossed 100 million views. But 2024 was special because OK Kron, the TikToker who started it all, decided to turn the ridiculous trend into something meaningful. To everyone's surprise, he announced that he donated about $1,000 worth of toilet paper to various charities. OK Kron's donation meant that something positive came out of this dumb challenge. Hopefully, No Poop July won't return in 2025. But with how popular it's gotten,
I don't know, did it come back? Rexy, you look like someone that could be very connected to TikTok. Probably. Did it come back? And what is it? Has it come back this month? I haven't heard anything about it because I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know.
It probably will. The next trend on our list was mostly done by women, and it backfired in the worst way possible. The Silhouette Challenge. Hundreds of women took part.
I know exactly what this is.
In this challenge, but they had no idea that this trend would make them targets for creeps and trolls on the internet. The challenge started in January
Yep, there it is.
2021, when a TikToker named Yoelise posted a video with a unique editing style. The silhouette effect with the red background looked amazing. Within hours, Yoelise's comments were flooded with people begging for a tutorial. They wanted to make their own versions. Yoelise listened. That same day, she posted a step-by-step guide. To create the silhouette effect, they just needed to use a red tinted filter from Snapchat.
No Poop July is still going strong in 2025. Oh my god. Thank you for letting me know.
Chat or TikTok. Before long, TikTokers everywhere were trying it out. They called it the Silhouette Challenge. Even celebrities joined the trend.
So turn on the light in your bathroom. Okay. Go in your door arch. Okay.
Nigga, this is Doja Cat. Doja Cat literally lives on TikTok. Okay.
And just whatever you want to do.
At its peak, the Silhouette Challenge got more than 200 million views on TikTok. But
of course, like most challenges, some probably went into the erotic part of it. I'm pretty damn sure.
TikTok trends, it didn't take long for things to go wrong. Because the challenge was showing off body shapes, the participants wore as little as possible. Others wore nothing at all. After all, the red filter was supposed to hide everything, leaving only a shadow. But it turns out the filter wasn't foolproof. Before long, some creeps online figured out how to remove the filter. And once they took it off, they could see everything, if you catch my drift. Suddenly, tutorials on how to remove the red filter started popping up everywhere. And since there were hundreds of silhouette challenge videos online, creeps were having a field day. People even created subreddits like Silhouette Unfiltered to share silhouette challenge videos with the filters removed. Panic spread fast. Suddenly, TikTokers were warning everyone to stay away from the silhouette challenge, or at least wear clothes while doing it.
So, word of warning. If you're going to make a video as part of the silhouette challenge, keep your clothes on. People are attempting.
You know, I'm not surprised that this happened. And honestly, I'm not surprised either. It went as far as what is it? Women, or just going as far as being naked. So yeah.
To revert the videos back to their normal coloring, and that can reveal things that viewers aren't supposed to see.
For some, the warnings came in time, but for others, it was too.
Why is that person? Why is that girl participating in the silhouette challenge?
Late. Their videos had been downloaded, altered, and shared to creeps across the internet. TikTok tried to help by banning filter removal tutorials and shutting down accounts spreading them. But instead of being relieved, some victims blamed TikTok for not acting sooner. One thing was clear: the silhouette challenge.
Well, why even participate in the challenge to begin with, moron?
Should have never.
At the end of the day, you were the one participated in this. Nobody forced your hand on this, okay? No one, your phone didn't, your phone didn't, possess itself and be like, you must record yourself. And then your room suddenly turns red. And then it record. No, that doesn't, no, stop. You did this willingly, okay? You did this. And don't blame anyone else, because the only thing you gotta blame is yourself.
Existed. This next trend wasn't just dumb, it was also a crime. The Chase Bank glitch.
Oh my god.
On September 1st, 2024, TikTok.
No, bro, I remember about this one. I never did. Did I ever do a reaction to this? I don't think I never did. No, but yes, this was real.
Were buzzing with excitement. The reason was because they thought they found a way to get free money. Thousands of dollars completely free. They called it the Chase Bank glitch.
So what people would do, they would write a big check that they did.
People really thought that they were able to, there's some people that really treat life as if like they're GTA lobbies, where like you could, where you could just gun down as much people, do infinite money glitches and stuff, and people really treat it like that. And I'm like, guys, here's the thing. When people, and it's gonna mention this, when people filled out these checks and all that stuff, people will use their personal account, where that account will have their social security, and that's it, really. I mean, it will have their ID and things like that, but their social and stuff. Brother, what? So you're telling me that you're gonna write a check that's fraudulent, that you're using your own social security on, that has your ID, has your address, probably your phone number, and also better yet, and the thing about it too, the ATM also records you as well. Yeah, the ATMs record you. That the little reflective thing that you see on the ATMs. Yeah, that's what is it? That's a one-way mirror. Okay. So that thing's recording you too. Bro, you're trying to take money from JP Morgan. It's like trying to avoid the tax man. No one could avoid the tax man. Everyone's got to pay. Uncle Sam's coming for that wallet.
Didn't have the money for a bad check, and then they would immediately take money away from an ATM.
Just like the guy explained, they would write a check for more money than they had in their Chase bank account and deposit it. These checks were fake because their accounts had no money to back them up. Then, before the bank could catch on, they would rush to an ATM and withdraw the check's full amount. In other words, they were scamming.
I'll be honest with you, and I I remember some people, they're gonna say like, oh, what is it? What I'm about to say, it's probably racist or something like that. I'll be honest with you. Why is it that when I saw these videos, I only saw black people doing them? I rarely saw white people doing it. I think I saw a few what is it, Hispanics. But bro, the amount I kept seeing, it was just black people doing it. I'm like, ain't no way it was just this specific this specific group that was doing this shit a lot. But that's practically all what I kept seeing. I don't know, man.
The bank for free cash. As word spread, the hashtag Chase Bank glitch started trending on TikTok. Within hours, people were lined up at Chase Bank ATMs eager to cash in.
Nah, I said it's heavy. It's lined up. Nah, this is elephant.
There was one small problem. The so-called glitch was actually a crime. As more people heard about the trend, financial experts explained why the Chase Bank glitch was actually check fraud.
Make no mistake, in every sense of the word, this is check fraud. You are knowingly writing fake checks. And to make it even worse, you are committing a felony against yourself.
Anyone caught committing check fraud can face huge fines, prison time, and even a lifetime ban from opening a bank account.
Chase will alert every other bank that you try to go to, and you may possibly never be able to get an account. You'll have to.
But despite all the warnings, the Chase Bank glitch kept trending on TikTok. Some posted screenshots of their bank balances as proof that it worked. Others saw a chance to cash in, selling step-by-step guides or charging fees to teach people how to pull it.
They were charging fees
off. But it was only a matter of time before the bosses at Chase Bank realized TikTokers were stealing from them. And when they did, they were furious.
Hey, you know what? I'm just gonna say this.
Stealing from them. And when
my guy, why are you wearing a shirt that has holes? That you could have worn any other shirt for this recording, but you decided to wear a shirt that looks like it was being eaten away by what was it like by moths or whatever it is. You could have picked any shirt to wear for this recording, but you decided to wear that. I don't think that's it could be by style. It probably is, because the pattern seems to be repeated from right here, like from here to here. It all looks the same, because you got the little one right here, little one, big one right there, big one right there, the two small ones in the bottom, and they got the little one right there. So this is a design choice, my guy. You're buying shirts that they're purposely making holes in it so they'll use less of the fabric. You're literally being cheaped out of clothes.
They did, they were furious. On September 2nd, barely 24 hours after the glitch went viral, Chase Bank shut it down. The bank released a statement saying the glitch was fixed. Fake checks wouldn't work anymore. And just to make things clear, they added, depositing a fraudulent check and withdrawing the funds from your account is fraud, plain and simple. Now everyone who
bro, I saw I don't know how real they were, but I saw people like they were like in the negatives of like $10,000 and things like that. And I'm like, bro, had fun in jail.
Took advantage of the glitch was panicking, and they had good reason to be worried because Chase Bank was coming after them. By October 2024, the bank started suing those who used the glitch. One person stole $335,000 during the glitch. Chase didn't stop there. They identified accounts that deposited those fake checks, froze them, and took back whatever money was left. Most of those accounts ended up with negative account balances with a bunch of zeros.
Oh, man. They really told me to tap in. Next day I was supposed to clear and look at my account, yo.
Soon, arrests began. Those who thought they scored free money were charged and tried in court. The Chase Bank glitch became a brutal lesson. Don't commit a financial crime because someone on TikTok told you it was cool. This next trend took...
God, man. Have you saw the amount of clips that they were played? Have you noticed that they were all specifically black people? My God, dude, this was hood. These were like hood rats at his finest, trying to get free money. My guy, anyone out there, free money isn't real, okay? Especially this amount of worth. This isn't GTA 5 where you could just duplicate cars and sell them and you could keep doing it over and over again. This isn't that. And the dumb shit, you know what's the dumbest part too is that these people were using their actual socials, their actual bank accounts. I would understand like some of them use like they use someone else's, you know, they stole someone else's thing. Sure. I'd be like, you know what? Fucked up, but pretty, you know, pretty smart, you know, to use someone else's thing, you know, so they get the blame and all that stuff. Okay. Sure, actual, you know, actual true crime shit, you know? But dude, they were literally self-snitching. You guys use your own bank account. Dude, how do you open a bank account in America? You use your social, you use your you use your ID and all that stuff. What the fuck?
Took an ordinary daily activity and turned it into something idiotic. The cereal challenge. Here's how the challenge works. 2 people had to participate. One person lay down with
God. Dude, that is not a man.
Their mouth wide open while the other poured cereal and milk in. Then the second person had to eat the cereal straight from their mouth using a spoon. To pass the challenge, the person on the bottom had to keep their mouth open while the second person ate from it. Some managed to keep their mouths open long enough to complete the challenge. Others ended up coughing soaked in milk. Huge influencers with millions of followers joined the trend. And with that kind
I'll be honest with you. That guy is fatherless. That boy's father it's either that or that boy's dad does not talk to them. They were like, "What did I do to fail you, my son? How did you become like this?" Yeah.
of reach, the cereal challenge spread faster.
Doing the cereal challenge with my sister.
Some even decided to involve their pets in the challenge, and you do not want to see those videos. But the challenge was also pretty risky.
Huh? You know what? No.
If the person lying down inhaled milk or cereal, they could legitimately choke and suffocate. This trend was all risk with zero reward. Luckily, the cereal challenge didn't last long, but while it was trending, it proved people will do just about anything for 15 minutes of fame, even if it puts their health on the line. This next trend was one of the
I think the people who were going to beat this, or probably nearly beat it, are definitely the women who are who are probably size queens and I mean loves doing deep throats, because those type of girls are the ones who really practice holding their breath. I can see them. I can see these ones specifically beating that challenge. But I think the ones that are failing this challenge don't do that. Or they're not someone that very much challenge themselves into seeing how long they could last, you know, what is it? Pretty much having, you know, pretty much having a dick down their throat, you know. I'm just saying. Like, something tells me that the ones who did beat it definitely were doing that shit. Just saying.
dumbest and most dangerous ones out there. The Orbeez Challenge.
Oh my god.
In 2022, the Orbeez Challenge was so notorious that people threatened to arrest anyone caught doing it. To understand why, you first need to know what Orbeez are. Orbeez are tiny beads that swell up when soaked in water.
There are 1 million Orbeez in this bath. This is literally so satisfying.
Orbeez are usually harmless. Kids play with them, and some people even use them to relieve stress. But in 2022, someone had a reckless idea. They started loading Orbeez into toy guns and shooting them like tiny water bullets. Except they weren't aiming them at friends. They were targeting random strangers.
These things can shoot up to about 200.
Oh my god. Oh wait.
110 feet per second.
And then it got even.
Oh my god. Wait.
These things can shoot up.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Rexy. They were doing this shit in Detroit. I'm gonna tell you this much. How much of a dumbass do you have to do, especially that you're doing this in Detroit, bro? Detroit is it's one of the places that is literally crime city, and when I mean crime city, I mean with guns, a lot of guns. Like I've seen I've seen quite a bit of clips. I'm not too sure if it was specifically Detroit or Philly. I'm pretty sure it's all of them that people will have switch Glocks. And maybe for some people that don't know what switch Glocks means, that means that they get a Glock that is a semi-automatic, meaning that you have to, for it to fire, what is it? You have to pull the trigger each time. A switch Glock is a what is it? It's a little mechanism. For what I can remember, it's not really that complex to get or to really put in on the weapon, and it makes that you know it makes it a slow firing weapon. Is one way to put it. Pretty much to automatic, where just a trigger pull, the whole magazine is empty in about 2 seconds. These places are infamous for doing that shit, and you're doing this shit. You're shooting at people with Orbeez in Detroit. Someone must have died.
Up to about 210 feet per second.
And then it got even worse. People began freezing the Orbeez before loading them. So instead of bursting on impact, the frozen Orbeez hit like rubber bullets. That made them a
brother, just use a fucking BB gun at that point.
A lot more painful and more dangerous.
These toy guns, well, they can really actually replicate a real firearm.
By March 2022,
no, they don't. What? Wait, what?
These toy guns, well, they can really actually replicate a real firearm.
No, they can't. No, they can't. They cannot. They cannot replicate like real firearms because. My guy, please tell me that. Please, just tell me without telling me that you've never looked at any sort of footage the way how actual firearms work. All right. But anyway. Or airsoft, whatever the case may be, metal or plastic BBs. The thing about it is that they might as well just do that at that point. But fucking
March 2022, the Orbeez challenge was out of control. TikTokers across the country were shooting Orbeez at random strangers.
A new trend on social media is raising.
Fucking it's Philadelphia. You're doing this shit in Philly. You got Detroit, you got Philly. Oh, who else next, huh? Who's next, huh? Who's next? Fucking Compton, LA? What? Who else, huh?
Raising serious concern among local police departments. It involves people shooting innocent bystanders with water pellets.
Police cracked down hard, arresting teens who participated in the challenge. In one case, 4 teens were arrested. They were charged with disorderly conduct, harassment, and reckless endangerment.
Police say surveillance video showed the 4 teens pull up in a car and fire the gel pellets into a class working outside.
You would.
Oh my fucking god, dude. Nah. You don't throw them you throw them in prison. Throw them in prison for fucking 10 years of doing that retarded shit. Fuck no, dude. You throw the book at them and you bury these niggas. I don't give a shit. You do that. Do that shit. Because these people gotta learn that this shit ain't games. What the fuck were these people thinking? Dude, you're doing that in Philadelphia. Philly, again, another place that is infamous for people having switch Glocks and they having notorious fucking, gunfights for some reason. I'm just saying, it's not exactly a bad idea. You know, some people may think I'm crazy by me saying, hey man, the people that do this shit gotta get their hands chopped off. Then they won't be able to shoot guns anymore. But no, people said I'm crazy. I'm extreme with my punishments.
Think arrests would scare people off, but it didn't. Kids kept doing the Orbeez challenge until someone lost their life. On June 2nd, 2022.
Rexy, how did I call this? Huh? How did I call this? Because it was inevitable. Because you already know there's going to be some moron that was gonna be like, hey, let me keep doing this to people, and never thought of, hey, there could be potentially a chance where there's gonna be one person that's gonna challenge that, you know, the person shooting Orbeez at them, and they're the ones gonna have an actual Glock, you know, that shoots bullets that can kill you. But people don't really think about that. No.
To a group of teenagers Orbeed some guys playing basketball. But these weren't the kind of guys to laugh it off. A fight broke out, and by the time it was over, one of the basketball players lost his life. He was only 17. When the media reported the case, people finally realized how serious this challenge was.
And there it is. It's in Cleveland too. Okay.
TikTok is not reality to real life, but there's real consequences for some of those things that go on there.
That was the final straw. Police cracked down harder on the Orbeez challenge. In Kentucky, a mayor banned water pellet toys completely. Walmart, Target, and Amazon pulled Orbeez from their shelves. Even Spin Master, the company behind Orbeez, addressed the issue. They released a statement saying they had no affiliation with the gel toys and that their Orbeez products were not intended to be used as projectiles. But after all this, the Orbeez challenge didn't completely disappear. Orbeez challenge incidents were still being reported as recently as 2024. These trends prove that some people will do anything to fit in. But just remember, the people that change the world are the ones that choose to be different. VisualVenture. Wait, before you go, make sure.
Yeah. There it is. There it is. You know, who would have ever thought that something like this, that not surprisingly enough, that someone would have lost their life because of this, but who could have foreseen this? Not me for sure, because, you know, it's just obvious. That's the thing. It's just obvious that something like this was going to happen, and you already know someone was going to lose their life, and someone did. There it is. There it is. People, I swear to God, man.